My mind to your leaves to my mind. Yes, season 3 has happened, and the whole crew is a little bit, shall we say, a little happy. As you guys know, this is all spoilers, so if you guys have not seen episode 3, go ahead, stop what you're doing, and also watch it. It starts off with the crew being already worked up as they're going for negotiations for a peace treaty. As they're going through there, Ortega and Scotty are having such a bad time with each other because they keep on fighting. It's an engineer versus an operator. And guess what? They don't really mix at all. I know this. I get what Scotty's going through. He puts the little warning lights to tell Ortegas to back off the engines a little bit more because he doesn't want to keep fixing every single time that she messes up everything. But she doesn't care. She just keeps on pushing it a little bit harder. Instead of just going down to Scotty and asking what's going on and also listening to those warning lights, she decides to get duct tape. Out of all the things, duct tape still makes it to the 23rd century. As they're getting through this whole ordeal, the captain decides to put everybody on shore leave, and they end up going to this pleasure planet called the Cesnar Grand Resort, a tech-free resort planet boasting intoxic atmosphere. They go on to a stress-free zone with no technology, so basically going back to 20th century technology, where they're not allowed to bring any type of technology. And somehow Uhura, being the workaholic, brings a tricorder with her. Within less than 10 seconds, they start having a whole hangover session. Next thing you know, Ortega is just waking up. She has a cast on her arm. She doesn't know what's going on. She sees this person in a costume. Next thing you know, bam! She freaking knocks the person out. And guess what? It's Scotty inside the costume. And he doesn't even know what's going on. He still feels drunk. For some reason, Ortegas is still getting over this hangover, and she's no longer affected by the intoxication of the planet. As they're going through the whole ordeal, Ortegas is just finding out like what's going on. Like a whole day, maybe 2 days. Actually, it never really explains how long they've been in the planet. Next thing you know, she gets a letter from the host saying that there's a letter for the captain that she needs to go and get. She's wondering what's going on, and next thing you know, it's an adventure with Scotty and Ortegas, the main two people that hate each other at that moment. Now they're in this whole mission together and trying to figure out what's going on. Where's the captain? Where's Una? Where's everybody in this whole ordeal? As they're going through this, they end up finding little pieces of everybody. For some reason, Uhura is just like in her own zone. She's like in the rave party scene or something, finding your own travel or something like that. I thought the funniest part, which the teaser made it seem like it was all in Spock's imagination, was that he was talking to Kirk and giving out his feelings, telling him what he felt, his deepest, darkest emotions. And I'm wondering if he told him about Burnham as well. Another drink right here. Oh, yes. As they're going through the whole ordeal, they find Una and the captain. He's already out there. And he's getting his tattoo. If you ever dealt with a drunk person where they're not all the way blackout drunk, but they're right there in that edge of being buzzed and drunk, that's where this crew is at. I didn't know this, but I guess Spock can talk to plants. My mind to your leaves to my mind. My thoughts. I mean, considering the fact that, yes, plants do have a network system when they're interconnected with other plants. They've actually seen this. And heck, that's even an Avatar. The blue people. This whole story is basically a story between Scotty and Ortegas. going through their emotions with being an operator, being an engineer, where in reality, they actually wish they were them. Scotty crashed 7 shuttlecrafts, surprisingly, or was it 17? Trying to be a pilot, and he failed all the time, but he was a great engineer. And Ortega's wanting to one-up his brother. She wanted to be an engineer, but she couldn't figure out the very basics intermix course, and she ended up failing. But she did have an act for flying, so that's what put her into that realm. And of course, when someone's trying to tell you you're bad at what you love to do, you're gonna tell them to get a life. One thing that was really interesting towards the end is that they realized their anger came from insecurity, and they agreed to work together. Scotty tweaking the intermix chamber while Ortega easing up on the controls a little bit. And they found that common ground after spending a whole night, probably a whole day, with each other, trying to find this shuttlecraft that they hid from other people because there was that you-know-what on the ship. And we find out that Spock wasn't hallucinating. He actually had Kirk there, and his emotions were actually released, and he told him everything about himself. He became very vulnerable at that point, and I think that's the point where they both became best friends, or as Spock likes to call it, a human best friend. If you're wondering if you're going to watch this episode, just go ahead and watch it. It's great. It's wonderful. It has a good message. Having your insecurities, being out there, and getting to know the other person, and also knowing who your best friend is. I know my best friend is my wife, who I talk to all the time about everything, and I love it. There's still so much to unpack. There's still what Nurse Chapel did, what La-On did, and even what happened during those delegation moments with Pike and Una. So I say just go ahead, watch it. It's fantastic. And you might as well have a drink with it too. Whew. Because that's real good. Until then, let's watch episode 4 next week when it comes out. Let me know down in the comments down below what you thought, and also hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you next time, guys.